shit. Excuse me. I'm being choked up. Holy fuck. Kingwood Media Police Crimes Report. Wow. I am Christopher Wood. This is October 9th, 2025. 1:51 p.m. Congratulations, Ontario Provincial Police. Congratulations to the doctors involved. Congratulations to other cops and low-life junkie crackheads who are guilty of serious 6 years, mutilations, injuring, torturing, medical blacklisting, lies, time buying, cover-ups, arrest refusals, false arrests, kidnapping, sex assaults, brain injuring, serious skull deforming, shot August 6, 2019 by XOPP Chief or Commander in Napanee, Ontario on the corner of Bridge and Center Street, Highway 41. At the intersection, he was driving a white Jeep Wrangler, waved at me, I waved back. When I waved back, black truck pulled up beside him, pointed something, shot it, went into my right ear. That black truck driver, I come to find out, was a cop named Barty. He and OPP Chief or Commander are both guilty of first-degree premeditated attempted homicide with intent to commit. No criminal record or history. I spoke police crimes. I became a victim. I became a target. Human trafficking, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and money washing from a charity. And then I was shot. And other crimes. I have been through 100% proven full physical identity theft, identity changes, serious skull deforming, which I go through on a daily basis after I was shot. Whatever was put into me is doing serious damage to me while I am being prevented from getting medical help and proof. I have tubes in my head now. I have holes in the back of my skull. I have absolutely no feeling on the right side of my head or my face. I get piss and shit that goes through my head and my face. I also have what feels like oxygen tubes inside my nose now as well, all the time. And what feels like a halo and a metal plate underneath my skull. No surgeries. This all started to happen to me after I was shot once again. Human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, guilty of torture crimes, identity thefts, frauds, drug trafficking, homicides, attempted homicides, tortures, slavery, identity thefts, frauds, murders, and cover-ups. Ex-Chief or Commander, year 2019 once again. Staff Sergeants, years 2019, 2021. Whether they have transferred or not to avoid arrest, charging, and lawsuits, plus the lies, the time buying, and hopes of deniability, are still guilty. Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward. Christine Schultz, Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS, and Shelley Huffner. Spencer Mills, 14716. He shows up at your door. Bodies are gonna follow, and that's a fact. Robert Kane, 7224. Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic, Lennox and Addington County General Hospital. Guilty of file falsifications for the treatment refusals, discrimination, blacklisting, ensuring I get no help or proof as to what I was shot with. Others who are guilty of discrimination against me and other very serious crimes, including having me falsely charged twice, the first time in an attempt to give me a criminal record, which I never had, in an attempt to turn the crimes around from them back onto me. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, ex-CEO Coveyduck, and Patient Relations. Accomplices, two of whom are guilty of stalking and torturing and causing my mother's death December 20th, 2020 through Spencer Mills 14716 and a mental health worker Stacy. Alleged OPP supervisor Blair Hardy, Blair Kane. He used to drive a Mercedes. He is a meth trafficker. He is guilty of welfare frauds, bank frauds, thefts, rapes of a woman who is now deceased in 2021 at 45 Dundas Street, East Apartment 3. Welfare fraud attempts at my address, no association with him. He is highly obsessed homosexual meth trafficker. He is a dangerous offender. He and a guy known as Bill Woldridge has many alias names: Bill Woldridge, Bill Coolidge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Maven, which is the name of a wanted escapee, and Robert Cross are some of his alias names. Approximately 65 to 70 years old, he used to stalk children for the XOPP chief or commander, the one that had me shot. He is approximately 65 to 70 years old, bald, glasses, a mimicker, used to live in Picton, Ontario as well. He is a heroin addict, a heroin trafficker. He was stalking children daily at Tim Hortons for XOPP chief or commander. He thinks he and I were switched at birth when I am 53. He thinks that he is my dad, was calling my mother mom when he was stalking her. Others, Robert Berry, Brandon Berry, Bert Hustler, Tyler Lake, Jason Winalstein, Raymond LeBlanc, Harry Hartwick, Dale Hartwick are actually my extended family, my cousins. Tony Anthony Axel Rose Hearns, Robert Hanna, Edward Alex Robichaux, and there is another who is involved who is guilty of death threats, torture with the intent to commit identity theft, brain injuring me, and homicide. Police are guilty of intimidations, obstructions, causing homelessness, threats of homelessness, charges, false charges, all against their victims, poor, homeless, elderly, disabled. Beware. And I also have I am also an MK Ultra victim. After I was shot with whatever I was shot with, they're also putting illegal prisoner tracking into victims as well. Once again, no criminal record or history, no association with anyone named prior to the crimes against me, no history or association to AMHS or mental health or any other nut wards, whatever the case may be. Had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to being shot. Extortion, $22,000 to get anybody arrested. Me going to OPP with proof to try to get arresting and charging on police and everyone else. OIPRD at the time. Lika several times, private prosecution, only to find out the justice of the peace is involved. She is guilty of threats, accusations, intimidations, obstructions, and having me falsely charged before it could be done to her the very same day. No matter what I've been able to show, no matter what I have been able to prove, my medical rights, my legal rights, my human rights have been taken from me while I am going through this, and I am also the end of my bloodline as well. Not only are you guilty of fully physically changing me when families are murdered and missing, when people disappear, regardless of who it is police crimes involved. If they can do this to me, how many others has it been done to while being seriously brain injured, going through full identity changes, being seriously lobotomized, brain injured to cause memory losses while going through the identity thefts, to be framed, to be trafficked more, to be murdered as someone else and have it covered up through very serious criminal doctors, at least around Napanee and area. I hope this is seen, but I also know at the same time I have Pegasus being used on my computer, which is also dubbed name Israeli spyware, which is the police have been using. It's police spyware software along with Stingray. Last night when I was sitting here, that black truck went by, and 2 seconds after it went by, I started to get zapped. A few days prior, I was in my kitchen, and all of a sudden, I felt like I was hit by a wave of energy, like an energy weapon or something as well, and it put me down. The whole side of my head. One time, the whole side of my head caves in. I have a band that caves in my temples right in here, and it goes around to the back of my head, and I have tubes underneath it now, not previously had, and also that's what expands my skull. Plus, it feels like also um a halo inside my skull. I've not had any surgeries. Lies about drugs that I do not do. Lies about being suicidal, self harm are not true in any way, shape, or form. I am wood. I am life tree. There is no death in me. 100% lie. I am here to live, not die. Yet while I am being killed and being accused of being taken, trying to take my own life. Bullshit. This is how you are covering up your homicides against your victims, using those lies and narratives to do it, to get away with it. Jason Vinalstein, one of the people involved, he is approximately 45 years old. He is a crackhead. He sells laced fentanyl for OPP Robert Kane between Napanee and Kingston to addicts and homeless, committing overdose homicides because they're easier to cover up. Each and every person involved with this, I know them. So I'm not just naming people for the sake of naming people and accusing them of crimes against me. It is 100% provable, including even the piss and shit that's in me from them. And I've mentioned this many times because of what is happening to me. If need be, OPP and other cops can pay to have my dad in Desrano, Ontario exhumed. On with the rest of your plan because there is nothing I can do about this. And to the others who I cannot name, congratulations, you are gonna get your homicide. Just don't throw my body in a ditch. This is about ODSP fraud and more crack money as well. Robert Berry. Look at how my fucking head is starting to go lopsided right while doing this. I would like to know what you shot into me exactly in 2019 and how many others you have done this to. and ended bloodlines for junky, low-life pieces of shit because you can. You have no care or concern for life and proven it, along with your very serious criminal doctors trying to turn this into a mental thing when I've been seriously showing serious skull deformity, serious facial changes, identity changes by these low-life pieces of shit. This is Ontario Provincial Police. Public beware, and others and their junkies, and none of them can be touched.